Today's show takes us to Fort Peck Reservoir on the Missouri River in eastern Montana. We fish this massive body of water with our old friend Ken Schmidt of Glasgow, Montana in late July.
There's a bite. There's a bite. Okay. There you go. Got him? Yep. All right, Kenny. Hit a waypoint for that. All right. You want me to slow the boat down or anything?
No, I think you're good.
Okay. Turn us a little bit there.
Doesn't feel real big, but
Oh yeah, nice fish though. Oh yeah, see the white on the tail down there? Boy, is that water clean. Not a bad fish though, Kenny.
oh no.
Not a bad fish. Nice start. Get that fish out of the net. There. Nice way to start her. We're on Fort Peck Reservoir, which is just it's a favorite place of mine to fish. It's just an enormous lake full of big fish, and yeah, lake trout, big walleye, smallmouth bass, big pike, and not that many people out here. Well, I tell you what, about 14 years ago, Kenny moved out here. We actually went to high school together, went to college together, so we fished a lot growing up, and ever since you've moved out here, you've done really well. You've won quite a few different tournaments, and really made a lot of money fishing this lake, and you have a couple of different techniques and some tactics that really work well out here. We're going to share some of that stuff on today's show. Nice start. Put that fish in the water. Good fish.
Oh, we moved out here about 14 years ago, Jason, and I grew up fishing Lake Skakawea, as you know, hanging out with you lots of our younger days. But moved out here with my wife and family about 14 years ago. I fell in love the first time we came out. We brought the wife out, and she goes, "I want to catch a walleye as big as our dog." And we proceeded to catch a 33.5 and a 32-inch walleye back to back, and I'd never seen nothing like it. And I said, "I'm staying."
This is a big fish place, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's yeah, and it's phenomenal fishing all around. I mean, the bass that we're catching now, the smallmouth bass are absolutely huge. You're getting 3 and 4 pound smallmouth bass. The northern, ever since the water's come up, the northern are thick. You can get, if you want to target just northern, you can get tons of northern. The walleye, it's world-class walleye. To me, it's compared to Erie. We got tournaments. Our Rock Creek tournament this spring was won with almost 90 pounds of fish on 10 fish. And a couple years ago, it was won with 93 pounds. I mean, there's world-class walleye in this reservoir. Along with lately now, the water's up, you can get a limit of fish pretty much every day of 16 to 22 inches. So, I mean, they're nice fish in here. Fun body of water to fish.
I'll say.
Man, she's warming up out here. I think I'm gonna take the sweatshirt off. I know that.
Yeah, no, not too many days you see it this flat out here.
Beautiful out here, yeah. Oh, here's a hanger. Oh, let it go too.
There you go.
Got him?
Yep. All right. That here. How does he feel?
Oh, it didn't feel too bad.
Oh yeah. Boy, that water is just so clear. You
That's
can see down a
crystal
long
clear.
ways, can't you?
Yeah.
That's just cool. What's the primary forage that makes these fish grow so big out here?
Ah, the Cisco are thick. Absolutely thick out here. These fish are full of Cisco.
Oh yeah, not bad walleye. There we go. Nice work. Get them out of the net here. What strikes me about this too, Kenny, is that even though these Ciscos can get pretty good size, and the fish can get pretty good size, this is really a lot of times a finesse bite, isn't it? A lot of times you're using plain snells, small hooks, light line, long snells.
Yeah, that's
less is more.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you guys aren't using a lot of big harnesses, big blades, like something you use on the Great Lakes or even a lot of inland water like Devil's Lake or Lake Sakakawea, Lake Hawaii, using a lot of spinners. Out here, a lot more plain, subtle presentations.
Yeah, a lot of live bait rigging.
Yeah, cool. Get that fish released here. Yeah, I've seen this happen a lot on Fort Peck where less is more. We're just using just a plain snell, just a plain hook, maybe putting a bead on it, but that's pretty typical out here where, you know, prop blades, little tiny flicker blades, maybe a bead, but What I think happens sometimes is these fish are so full of ciscles that you're just trying to tempt them into eating just one more snack. And a lot of times these fish aren't aggressive. They're just tucked up along the sides of these humps. They're probably resting after cruising out over that open water chasing them ciscles down, but there's just so much food out here that I think you're just trying to tempt them with one more little snack. Oh, I just had a nibble.
Yeah.
Got one going here, Kenny.
Okay.
There we
There you go. That's a decent fish.
There we go. Yeah, whenever that drag slips, that's a good sign, ain't it?
Oh, big bass.
Whoa! Isn't that something? Look at the ciscles that
Yeah,
that
you just
fish is
spit a
puking
whole bunch
up.
out back here. These smallmouth in here are world-class smallmouth right now too.
Everything gets big in Fort Peck. Whoa.
I'll just hold the net out there, he'll jump in it, huh?
Yeah, probably about that high too. Yeah, they are such a fun fish. Try to wear them down. Some of those ciscles that that fish puked up when he first jumped there, I mean, some of those ciscles were like they were 6 inches long.
That's a nice bass, I tell you
That
what.
is a dandy bass. Wow. Wow. Look at that. That's a big bass no matter where you go in this world. There. Dandy. Wow. That is a tanker of a bass. Just thick. Thick. Yeah. This is like Jurassic Park of fishing. Everything gets big and everything looks like it's old.
Yeah, exactly.
That was cool. I don't mind catching one of them by accident at all.
You got a big fish. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna clear your other rod here.
Okay. That was right as we turned to come up, probably about 18 feet of water, Kenny.
Alrighty.
Are you snagged?
No, yeah, I'm good. I'll just get it broke off here.
Tell you what,
You coming
either
over here?
turn, yeah, you turn the boat or I'll come right up this corner here with it.
All right.
That's a good fish there.
I'm gonna clear these rods for you.
Okay, thank you. That fish is staying down.
Yeah, that's a good fish. You could tell by the way he hit it.
Yeah, that rod is just bent over. Isn't that something though, as big a fish this is, on a plain hook and about that big of crawler. That other rod got snagged. Whoa, this is a big fish.
Just gonna reel this in so we don't have to mess with anything right now.
Wow. Yeah, this is a big fish, Kenny.
All right. I believe you. I've seen that rod bend like that before.
Yeah. Should be able to see him here pretty soon, as clear as this water is.
Big walleye.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's a Fort Peck walleye right there.
Wear him out.
You gonna wear him out or is he gonna wear you out?
Yeah, one of the two. One of us has to give here. Yeah, that's a dandy there. Got him? All right, thank you, sir. No, you're just saying, you know, right when we turned around, that fish hit. Well, the reason we turned around is that we were marking fish in there. And
Yeah. He wants to eat the net too, it looks like.
yeah, look at that. Wow, isn't that a tank of a walleye? But you really got to trust your electronics out here. I tell you what, you see a big mark, keep fishing it. And that's, Kenny, that's one of your little secrets over the years, how you've won. Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you see a big mark and you fish it. But no, seriously, how many times do you go over a fish if you want to catch it?
Oh, I've gone over fish in tournaments 6, 7, 8 times.
Yeah.
But they're worth it when you get them like that.
Yeah, we'll get this fish in the water right away. That's a beauty. Right here, right here.
Good one?
Yep. Wow.
We'll get this rod again.
Isn't that fun?
It's a good one again?
Yeah, this is a good fish. And what we're doing is we're just targeting these offshore humps. I mean, the tops of them are probably 10 feet of water. We're fishing the sides of them, and we're catching most of them in, what, 17 to probably 24 feet
Yep,
today?
yep.
Yeah, that's a good fish. Take my time here. Catching these big fish on these.
Well, we said it had M on the box, so it's either miniature. They don't seem to care, do they?
Nope, they don't. You know, you're just teasing them
There
with
he
a
is.
snack.
He's
It's
a-
like laying a little, those little tiny Snicker bars on
He's
the
a beauty.
table. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at there.
There's a
Another.
big bass following him.
Wow. Hang on, girl. Saw a bass following it, huh?
Yeah, big bass chasing it around.
Oh yeah, this is a big fish here. This is worth the drive out here, right there. Look at there. Wow. That's a.
Nice fish.
That is a tinker. Wow, look at that. That is a dandy there. Look at that. That hook just barely in the fish, but I always say they all count the same, but you know, these fish, I think they cruise out over this open water and they're just feasting on these ciscos. They slide up onto these deep humps, I think, just to rest and just trying to entice them with a little snack. And I tell you what, it works. I think Kenny's proof of that. He's done so well in so many tournaments over the years, doing exactly what we're doing here today. All right. There. Goodbye. She even waved at us.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Cool.
Yeah, that is.
That's a better fish.
Yep. What kind of spots are you looking for, Kenny?
Oh, you know, Jason, I fish a lot of structure. You know, you can fish a lot of shoreline here. There's tons of shoreline structure where there's breaks. I like to fish a lot of stuff out. As you can see, we're kind of out in the open here, fishing some kind of, you know, humps. Anything where Cisco relate to. We just saw a little bit ago, you know, a pile of Cisco swimming right beside the boat. So these fish are definitely in here feeding on Cisco. You want to target that kind of stuff. When the wind's blowing up shallow, you know, you catch a lot of fish. You're probably going to get better numbers up shallow, but you know, I like to fish deeper. It seems like you can target some of the bigger fish that are out there chasing those Cisco around out deep. Rocky structure, stuff like that. There he is.
All right. I mean, I'll reel this other rod in here and get it out of your way. All right. Oh yeah, that's a dandy, Kenny. Dandy. Wow. There we go.
There we go. Good fish.
All right.
Hooks out.
I think the worm just came unloose. The hook's still in it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. There. Nice work. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
By midsummer, many walleyes on Fort Peck Reservoir can be found following the large roaming schools of ciscos. Many anglers assume when walleyes move up onto sharp breaks in deep structure, the fish are moving on the structure to eat. But in this situation, the exact opposite is happening. Aggressive fish seem to slide out over the abyss of open water in search of bait fish. Major points and humps that intersect deep water often hold resting walleyes that are digesting their last meal. As a result, these locations can concentrate fish, but anglers have to entice these fish to bite. Despite the fact that Fort Peck is notorious for big fish, and despite the fact that most of the ciscos range between 4 and 8 inches, small baits often shine in this situation. On today's show, we experimented with both small leeches and half crawlers using a plain snell. On a big body of water where there are endless points and options for structure, the key is to trust your electronics. Move until you mark fish. Once you find fish, finesse and live bait is often required to trigger fish.
Grab him. Got him. Got him. All right. Good. That's some excitement, huh?
Nothing in doubles, huh?
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll grab the net here. How's yours look?
A little bit bigger than that
Oh
one.
yeah. Tell you what, I'll net yours here. We'll get mine later. There we go.
There we go. Good fish.
Excellent. That one there's not a shabby one at all. This here would be a nice eater. That's a nice eater there, which that's a neat thing. You know, they got a state-of-the-art hatchery here in Montana now that's really putting a lot of fish in Fort Peck here. And so it used to be where it was just pretty much a trophy fishery, where now you can actually come out here and catch fish to eat. But you know, there's no size limit per se on Fort Peck for walleyes, but I'd sure encourage you to throw back some of those bigger fish. But see what we're doing here. We're running these rods in the rod holder, and I really believe this. Later in the season, a lot of times you'll get outfished by your rod holder. I think what happens is that bottom bouncer is dragging along and that fish grabs onto it, and that bait is getting pulled away from that fish, and that fish just keeps grabbing it until it gets it, and then that rod buries. And so later on this summer, a lot of times I'll switch over where I run the rods in the rod holders. It seems like I catch a lot more fish that way. Earlier on in the year, when you got to point the rod tip back and feed the fish a little bit, hold on to the rod. But
Oh, here's one. Here's one.
got him.
Yep. He feels pretty good.
They look good on the depth finder. You know, it's interesting, these fish kind of slide up and down off of these humps, and we made a couple passes where we didn't mark much, and now we're starting to mark them again. Here they are.
Not huge, but would be a good eater, definitely.
Oh yeah. Not bad at all.
Another nice fish, huh?
Absolutely. Yep, that's been the ticket today though. Plain, subtle presentations.
Yep.
But I'd like to thank you for everything that you've shared with us today, and just what an enjoyable day on the water. Fort Peck, Montana. What a special place.
Fort Peck Reservoir still remains one of the top places in the country for a realistic crack at catching a walleye over 10 pounds and is a true trophy fishing destination. Fort Peck, however, has changed in recent years. When we first started fishing Fort Peck, it wasn't uncommon to fish this body of water for 3 to 5 bites per day, and we seldom see fish less than 24 inches. Today, there seems to be many more walleyes in the system due to some large year classes of fish, and anglers are reporting much higher catch rates. Big walleyes, however, are always a possibility when fishing Fort Peck. To experience the fishery highlighted in today's show, use these helpful links to plan your trip.